We exist in a state of constant biological friction. We stay up late into the night, tethered to the blue light of our devices, only to be dragged awake by an alarm while our bodies are still deep in a repair cycle. Modern science has recently quantified the cost of this disruption. In 2016 and 2017, Nobel Prizes were awarded for the discovery of two internal systems: a cellular self-cleaning process that triggers during fasting, and the molecular clock that synchronizes every cell in the body with the day-night cycle. The paradox is that the Charaka Samhita, an ancient medical text, contains a specific daily routine that mirrors these Nobel-winning findings. Without the aid of microscopes, these early scholars documented a lifestyle that produces the exact physiological outcomes modern researchers are now measuring in the lab. To see how these two timelines converge, we can track a single 12-hour window, beginning with the final meal of the day. Correcting our exhaustion isn't a matter of new technology. It requires reverting to a timing system that humans observed for millennia before the introduction of artificial light. The cycle starts at 8 p.m. Ayurvedic tradition dictates that the final meal should be finished by this time, ensuring that the body is not actively processing food as it enters sleep. This aligns with current research into time-restricted eating. When we stop eating early, we allow the liver and gut to pivot from the high-energy task of digestion to the metabolic rest required for systemic repair. At 8 p.m., we hit hour zero. This countdown clears the bloodstream of glucose, shifting resources to internal maintenance. Sleep is an active, time-dependent process. Eating too late cuts this maintenance window short, leaving the body in an inflammatory state instead of recovering. By 3 a.m., the deeply sleeping brain activates its glymphatic system. Think of it as a pressurized plumbing network that forces cerebrospinal fluid through the spaces between neurons. This process physically washes away beta-amyloid plaques, toxic waste products linked to cognitive decline. This neural cleaning reaches its peak efficiency just before the sun rises. This brings us to 4:30 a.m., the start of the window known as Brahma Muhurta. The ancient texts suggest waking naturally at this time, an instruction that coincides with a specific shift in our internal chemistry. As this chart shows, 4:30 a.m. is where melatonin levels drop and cortisol begins a sharp natural rise. This transition provides a natural surge of energy and alertness, which is often bypassed or disrupted by later wake-up times. During this pre-dawn hour, the brain produces theta waves, a frequency between 4 and 7 Hz. Harvard researchers have observed that practicing meditation in this state can lead to measurable increases in gray matter density in the prefrontal cortex. Brahma Muhurta isn't a mystical concept. It is the specific window when the brain has finished its daily cleaning and is at its most neuroplastic. At 8 a.m., we reach the instruction of Anaharo Hitaha, which advises staying fasted until the body signals a genuine, intense hunger. This timing is significant. Because the meal cycle ended at 8 p.m., the body has now crossed the 12-hour threshold without food. This 12-hour mark is where the discovery made by Dr. Yoshinori Osumi becomes relevant. His Nobel-winning research detailed autophagy, a process where cells, when deprived of external fuel, begin a rigorous internal inspection. In this state, the body identifies and recycles its own damaged parts, broken proteins and old organelles, turning them into fresh energy. The morning fast, described in ancient texts, functions as a tool to trigger this cellular recycling, providing a biological reset that modern science is only now beginning to fully map. The dinacharya, or daily routine of Ayurveda, was a framework for living in sync with the body's internal rhythms. Working against this clock leads to persistent brain fog and metabolic strain. In contrast, aligning with these cycles optimizes hormone production and maximizes the body's natural ability to burn fat and repair tissue. The 2017 Nobel findings confirm that every cell has an inherent sense of time. Adopting these habits is a practical way to respect that biology. To begin, shift your last meal earlier, aim to wake during the pre-dawn quiet, and allow your body to complete its 12-hour fast before eating breakfast. Biological health is tied to the cycles of the day. By following the observations of ancient scholars, we can reach the levels of cellular recovery that modern science now recognizes as essential.